Welcome seniors to your last academic year at Bishop Manogue Catholic High School. This year will be exciting and filled with many opportunities to create lasting memories as you finish your final high school year. Our counselors are here to continue their support as you embark on a new journey in the college application process. In this presentation, we will provide guidance on the college application process, collegiate programs of interest, and financial aid and scholarships. Senior year plays just as important a role in college acceptance as junior year. It is very important now to evaluate your current schedule and ask yourself the following questions. Are my classes well balanced with all of the other activities I'm committed to? Is my current class load manageable to show completion through the end of the year? Am I committed to being the best student in person that I can be in order for colleges to want me to represent them to the wider community? If you're unable to truly evaluate your current schedule, please do not hesitate to reach out to our counseling department. We are all here to support you. As counselors, our responsibility is to provide you with all potential options of a post-secondary education. An option you may be considering is community college. While you are not required to take the ACT or SAT for admission to a community college, it does assist in your mathematics and English course placement. Alternatively, you may complete the AccuPlacer test offered at the community college campus that you may be considering. It is strongly recommended that you apply no later than April, as general education courses fill quickly. It is also important to maintain a relationship with your counselor at the college to ensure the classes you are taking will transfer to a four-year institution if that is your goal. Transferring to the University of Nevada, Reno requires 24 credits from any community college, which is the equivalent of 1 year. Transferring to California State or UC school systems requires 60 credits, which is the equivalent of 2 years. If you are thinking of attending a Nevada community college through the Nevada system of higher education, such as Truckee Meadows Community College, Southern Nevada College, and more, you may want to apply early for the Nevada Promise Scholarship. This scholarship covers up to 90% of your tuition toward a degree. The application is already open, and it is a hard deadline for this fall. Please apply now. The links to the Nevada Promise Scholarship are in our bi-monthly counseling wire. Another option is to apply to a four-year institution. You may want to consider a list of 5 to 7 colleges to apply. Before applying to these schools, it is necessary for you to first determine if you meet the minimum requirements to be considered as a potential candidate. Please only apply to institutions you would attend if you were to be accepted. The application process is not only expensive, but is incredibly time-consuming as well, so it is encouraged that you put a lot of thought into your final list of colleges. It is important that you also stay organized to know your deadlines and what is expected of you to submit a completed application. If you need any help or support, please reach out to our college counselor. When choosing what colleges you would like to apply to, it's important to have a balanced list that should not be more than 5 to 7 colleges or universities. Again, it cannot be restated enough to only apply to those schools that you would attend if you were accepted. The time and money on college applications for families, teachers, counselors, and students can be overwhelming, so it's important not to lose sight of the reasons why you are applying to a particular school. Your balanced list should be based on minimum qualifications you possess, including test scores and grade point averages. Highly selective schools, such as Ivy Leagues, have a less than 10% acceptance rate, so you need to include other colleges that would fall under reach, realistic, and safety. You would not want to be left in March with no options because your college list was out of balance with your academic profile. You can always reach out to your college counselor with help evaluating your academic profile. There are different application deadlines for each school. Early action applications are non-binding and do increase your chances of acceptance for highly selective and reach schools, but you need to have an organized plan and begin the application process early. Early deadlines are mostly November 1st and 15th, with some as early as October. Your process should begin in early September. This will give you adequate time to ask counselors and teachers for a proper, well-thought-out letter and allows you to provide them with a brag sheet to assist them in making your letter stand out. This also gives you time to fine-tune your personal essays. Strong advice is if you are running around hastily to submit early, then you are likely not prepared, and this will show in your application process. In this instance, it is strongly recommended that you apply for regular decision. Early decision, as opposed to early action, these applications are binding, and you are contracted to attend if you are accepted to that institution. So please be sure that this is the college you want to attend before you apply, and remember to withdraw all other applications if you are accepted during the early decision process. You may only apply to one college early decision. As you begin the college application process, you will find that there are many application portals. It's important that you know the application process for each of your schools. The Common Application is the system most preferred by Bishop Minot Catholic High School, as we believe it is the simplest for students, and many colleges and universities utilize this program. You only need to complete one application and submit that along with all of your required materials, such as letters of recommendation or transcripts. You may also add or delete colleges as you continue to build your list in the Common Application. When utilizing this portal, there is no need to invite a counselor for a recommendation directly from an institution's website. You would do this in the Common Application system. There are schools that will offer free applications through send.edu. If this is the portal you use, then do not add the same school to your Common Application. Some schools, such as UC's and the University of Washington, do not request letters of recommendation or transcripts as part of their application. So please make sure not to request such materials if your school does not require it. Included on this slide are the application websites to begin the process of applying as early as August. Please direct your attention to the dates where the application opens and the deadline for regular decision. Now let's talk about the University of California System of School application process. One application goes to all UC campuses. The UC schools do not require letters of recommendation or transcripts in the admissions process. Grades are self-reported. However, you must submit a final transcript in June if you are accepted to a particular institution, and you will make that request through the Parchment system. UC schools, as well as many other institutions across the nation, have chosen to go test optional. This provides an opportunity for students to decide if they want to submit a test score as part of their application. In this case, institutions will review applications holistically. Therefore, you may or may not need to submit your test scores to your institutions. Please check the admissions websites for specific instructions. If you are applying to a UC school, the deadline for submission is November 30th annually. When applying to a common application or even a non-common application school, please enter the college counselor's contact information so that the college counselor may manage all aspects of the student's application on the school side. The college counselor will upload transcripts directly to the common application. For non-common application schools, it may be necessary to request transcripts through Parchment, depending on the requirements of the application to that particular school. You can find the link to order transcripts directly on the Bishop Minot Catholic High School homepage. Some schools do not require letters of recommendation and may only request transcripts. Part of your role in applying to institutions is staying organized and knowing what each institution requires as part of their application process. When applying to institutions that utilize the Common Application, you may need 1 to 2 letters of recommendation from teachers and possibly one from your college counselor. When choosing teachers to write letters, please select a teacher who knows your strengths in the subject you may potentially study in college, a teacher that you had as a junior or senior in an upper level class, or a teacher that you have an excellent relationship with. Lastly, follow up with that teacher in person to ask if they would be willing to write you a letter before inviting them on the Common Application. Please provide counselors and teachers with a minimum of 2 weeks' notice. In addition to letters of recommendation, you will need to complete one essay from a choice of 7 topics in the Common Application. It is important to have a well-thought-out essay that includes revisions. Any proofreading by a teacher or the college counselor could also help in refining your final product. It is important to know why you would like to attend a particular institution, especially if you are waitlisted. Each institution wants to know why you are choosing them. Essay revisions take time, so start the process early. Colleges are very aware when they have received a hurried application. Listed on screen are states which participate in the Western Undergraduate Exchange or WUI program. When applying to specific colleges in these states, you may be eligible for a reduction for non-resident tuition. You will need to apply directly to the institution and mark on the application that you are seeking the WUI rate. It is important to apply early as WUI funds are very limited. The Millennium Scholarship is a unique scholarship opportunity for eligible Nevada residents. In order to be eligible for this $10,000 scholarship award from the state of Nevada, a student must obtain a Nevada high school diploma, which meets the specific course requirements specified by the Board of Regents, found in the image on screen. Eligible students must also meet the minimum GPA or achieve the minimum cut score on a college readiness assessment such as the ACT or SAT. There is no additional application. Our registrar will send a list of qualifying scholarship recipients to the state treasurer's office for scholarship disbursement immediately following graduation. Researching for scholarships should be part of your regular routine throughout senior year. There are many scholarships available to students, but this takes time to research starting in the fall and continuing through spring. In other words, if you start looking in April or May, scholarships will become scarce. Be sure to access the scholarship search resources on screen, as well as those posted in our counseling wire. All students and parents are encouraged to complete a free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA. The application is available starting October 1st annually. The completion and submission of the FAFSA increases your chances of receiving an early estimation of financial aid, giving you more time to compare college offers before college decision deadlines. The curriculum at Bishop Manogue Catholic High School satisfies the academic requirements for admission to the University of Nevada, Reno. However, in order to be accepted, you must have a minimum core GPA of a 3.0. Core GPAs are calculated with the grades received in core courses only, such as English, mathematics, social science, and science. If you do not meet the core GPA requirement, you need to have earned either a 22 on the ACT or an 1120 on the SAT to waive the GPA requirement. Please be sure to submit your ACT or SAT test scores to UNR. It is required to determine a student's math and English placement in freshman courses. Many schools are now test optional. You have a unique opportunity to decide whether or not to submit your test scores to each college and university. If you are unsure if your score should be submitted, please reach out to your college counselor for guidance. Once you have signed up for a testing date, you are required to report scores directly to the institution. Please do this at the same time that you sign up so that there are no delays for colleges receiving your scores. It is also free if you register for score reports at the time that you take your test. If you have not yet signed up for an ACT or SAT account, please do so prior to registering for a test date. Make sure to keep your username and password accessible along with your timeline of dates for applications. Now let's review some final notes. Keep yourself organized and start this process early. This will help to avoid any rushed decisions. Read our bi-monthly counseling wire for important dates, deadlines, resources, scholarships, and other student opportunities. Send in all acceptances and scholarships to the college counselor in spring. You will submit one statement of intent by May 1st to the college or university you will be attending, and you will need to request a final transcript through Parchment at the completion of senior year. Should you be waitlisted by any college or university, you will need to advocate for yourself by appealing the decision and clarifying why you want to attend and why you would be a good fit for that particular college or university. Your academic counselors and college counselors are all available to help you through this unique process. Please don't hesitate to reach out for help. It's important to keep yourself up to date with all of the important incoming information, and the best place to find your information on colleges and student opportunities this year will be through the Bishop Manogue Catholic High School Counseling Wire. A new wire is emailed every 2 weeks to students and parents, and this can alleviate much confusion that you may have during the process. We hope you're ready for an exciting final high school year. Go Miners!